CBS News has called the last race in the House of Representatives for the 2024 campaign. Republicans now will maintain their majority next year after winning a total of 220 seats in that campaign. However, with their 215 seats, Democrats scored a net gain from their last term to create a narrow GOP majority in the lower chamber. This majority will become even more narrow once Representatives Mike Waltz and a few others like Elise Stefanik leave their post to serve in President-elect Trump's new administration. Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz has also resigned his House seat, even though he has since withdrawn from consideration for the role of Attorney General. Hunter Woodall joins me now to further discuss the state of the great House of Representatives. Hunter, Speaker Johnson is going to have his hands full.
Absolutely. And when you look at this margin, like you said, it's more narrow even than it was in the previous Congress. And he had a lot of trouble dealing with the Republican caucus at a conference that obviously was a little bit more, difficult than maybe Republicans have had in past years. You look at this now, especially with those, upcoming resignations, everybody can sort of be a Joe Manchin, if you will, in this GOP majority if they want to be, as they try and, work on policy in the first 100 days of Trump's administration.
It does raise the question among my sources, and I'm sure yours as well. Will the House matter? If it's so narrow, does that mean President-elect Trump, once he becomes President Trump once again, will he use the executive branch, executive authority, to exert his power more than trying to get some kind of coalition together in the House?
And that's a great question, right? Because, so often we think of those first 100 days as really setting the tone for a new administration. But Donald Trump has shown he's happy to try and, upend the norms of what we've seen in the presidency. And obviously, success in Congress is a big measuring stick early on. If he feels like he can do things through the executive branch, that's obviously, he can do that. But Congress is still that traditional way of, you want those major policy wins, you want those lasting policy wins, that's how you get them.
So let's go over why the House is only being called now in terms of the final number. The Republican in the Central Valley of California, John Duarte, defeated. It was a very close race. What does the state of California and all of these close races in California tell you about the political map?
And that's the notable thing here. I mean, so many of these races in California took weeks and weeks to call. And obviously, we've known for a while now Republicans were going to, retain control of the House. But it just shows, so much in these blue states, there are still Republicans who are very competitive in these races. There was Congressman, obviously, David Valadao, a Republican who won re-election despite, having voted to impeach Donald Trump after the January 6th Capitol attack. But what we saw, obviously, was these are difficult contests. Republicans really had to try and appeal in these blue states to maintain, and separate themselves from the top of the ticket, but also be successful and show they could work with Donald Trump if they won re-election.
You've covered Tom Emmer from Minnesota. You know Minnesota politics well. Who's he have to contend with now in a narrow House majority? Who are the key players? Is it Marjorie Taylor Greene, the Congresswoman from Georgia? Anybody else come to mind as somebody who could have a real force in shaping the direction of the House?
Well, in any GOP majority, I mean, we'd be looking at the House Freedom, Caucus usually. Those are the folks farther to the right that obviously tend to like to have their voices heard, especially in a narrow majority on budget matters, on financial matters, but also on social policy matters. But in a majority like this, it could also be those more centrist-minded members. Your Don Bacons, your Mike Lawlers, who won re-election despite difficult races, and really could have a massive influence if they wanted to try and exert their power in a way that their allies farther to the right have in previous years.
Hunter Woodall, thanks so much for stopping by here at America Decides. We appreciate it.